Hi, this is Vaughan at Westcote Bell Pottery in Lahave, Nova Scotia, .ca. And I am doing a set of pieces for a coffee shop in Geneva, Switzerland called Valmandin. My pronunciation is totally wrong. But anyway, it's the first time I'm actually sending work in this size, 30 pieces, over to a different country. So it'll be an experiment. And thank you very much for purchasing them. It's all going to be Ten Mokus, and I've glazed all the pieces with a liner glaze on the inside, so they're just white on the inside, and that brown will run down a little bit over the rim on the inside. But then I've done all of my Ten Mokus except for Ohata. I have not done the Ohata one because I don't have enough of it mixed up. But I have Ten Moku Gold in this shelf. I have over there another shelf full of Randy's Red. So I'm doing lots of extra pieces, and then this shelf is Tomato Red. So all I've done is glaze the inside white, and then I've actually dipped them upside down into the glaze so that it actually is covered on the outside. But Tomato Red, I think, but I know for sure Randy's Red likes to be double dipped. So I'm just going to go around all of these pieces now and double dip them into the glaze, just in and then out, because I think that two coats, if you get too thick it'll crawl, but two coats will give you a nice red is my hope. And the tomato red, I've never done that to before, so I'm going to do it to those as well and just hope for the best. But the Ten Moku Gold does not need to be double dipped, it just needs the variegated blue and the oatmeal over the rim to get those lovely little stripes that you get coming down through the fluting lines. So that's what I'm about to do, and you'll see how I do it. So I use a drill with a paint stirrer on the end to mix all my glazes. Just a quick, because I just did it, but noisy, but it gets it done really quick. Randy's red glaze is really thick, but I've still noticed that I get better reds if it's on thicker. So all I do, I've got the one here with the white on the inside. I'm not going to get it white on the inside, I mean brown on the inside. So I just take it and dip it all the way down and pull it out straight away and knock all the drips off. So you've still got white on the inside, but now we have a double coat. I don't go down as far as the first time because I don't want it to run down the handle much, because that could happen. You get all this glaze, it's like a single layer here, and you've got two layers on, well, two layers here, two layers on each side of the handle, so sometimes we get these drips coming off the handle. So I'm just trying to lift it up a little bit higher, and then I'm going to dip them in oatmeal. After I've done all of these, I'll dip them in oatmeal on the bottom. You just take it all the way in, just a bit less than the first dip. Grip tight with your fingertips, obviously, shaking it like that. And you can see I didn't get it down as far. But that's what I'm about to do to about 100 and some odd pieces. Now you don't have to do this step, you can fire them just like that, so they'll have raw clay on the bottom, but I like to fire in stilts, so I just basically wiggle it around to get the glaze all across and just dip it down about 1 centimeter. So I've got a nice fairly even ring and a glaze on the bottom where I will make my signature on the bottom. Okay, now I have to do the Ten Moku Gold pieces, which also get the variegated blue and the oatmeal over the rims to cause those stripes down. So all I do is the variegated blue is here, and you just remember variegated blue runs quite a bit, so you don't want to get it more than 1/3 of the way down. And I just dip it 1/3 of the way down. Take it over to the oatmeal and go down about 1/4 of the way down. And that actually will run, in some cases, all the way to the bottom and all that. So you just got to be careful and wary of that. Okay, this is the Randy's Red kiln that I'm packing here. The thing that you have to do with Randy's Red is put less pieces in each shelf, leave a much bigger space around the piece before it gets close to the elements, because I've noticed that basically they go brown when they're too close to the elements. So I've got about 2 inches at least away from the elements for these pieces. And it might even be 2.5 inches. And we'll see how they come out of the kiln. But they tend to go brown when they're close to the element and really nice red if they're further away from the element. Okay, this is the firing I just did for Randy's red. So I'm very excited about this firing. But this is double glazed on the inside there and single glazed on the rim at that area there where it's still a little brown, because I wanted to show the contrast. You still get some reds where it gets deeper into the gullies, but it shows that where it's thinner you get more of a black brown showing through, and I wanted to highlight that. And on the outside I kept them a little bit away from the elements, but this is the bit closest to the element, and you still have a little hint of brown showing through, but once again it's single glazed on the bottom. So you get the contrast. Randy's red, single and double glazed. That's why I do the double glazing. Sounds like a window salesman. Anyway, that is a really sweet ball. I love that one. This one is identical. See the brown near the element, but not quite as brown as before because I kept it further away from the elements. So now I know how to control that brown going to red. And then single glaze, double glaze, single glaze. Less chattering on this ball to show the texture going through. But we actually got red most of the place actually, because it was only single glazed up at the other half and it's more red. So that it shows you can get some reds, but that's on the inside of the ball, which seems easier to get the reds, but these are really nice reds. This is an old sauce bottle that you put in the middle of a chicken to actually put sauce in, just like the beer can chicken thing basically. I have a stopper that goes on top of those. And these drinking glasses. I got several different styles of these, but they're all very red. These turned out great. I kept them, oh look, this is a little closer to the shelf there, so it's more brown to red, and then red on the other side with the fluting showing through. That's actually nice when it does that though. This one's further away from the elements, and it's red all the way around. Of course, you're wasting space by not using up that part close to the elements, so you can't get as many pieces in the firing. So that means you know, the cost of each piece is a bit higher. Brown near the element, red away from the element. Brown near the element, red away from the elements. It's predictable now. Let's lay it down in the kiln. I have a little noodle bowl, absolutely beautiful red, breaking to black at the edge, which frames the whole piece. And look, the little black line down there kind of gives you a double frame. And on the rim, it's a little brown. I did a glaze over the whole thing, and then I set them on a wheel, banding wheel, and I just brushed glaze up to almost the rim to get that showing of brown and red. So that's, and the same on the outside there. Chattering shows up terrific with Randy's red, single glazed. And then we have another one of the glasses. Brown near the element, red away, but less brown on these pieces than in previous Randy's reds. And then we get down to the little mugs. These are supposed to be about 200 ml drinking glasses. I'll have to measure them, but they're very small for much better coffee than I drink, I'm sure. My mugs are generally 16-ounce mugs. 12 is a small one and 16 is the large one, and that's 16, and these would be 6-ounce mugs. And here's one of the little drinking glasses. It's still going brown near the element and then the red. That's why it's so sweet. I had a double fluting on this, but it didn't show up because I have to glaze really thick on these ones, and so I was hoping to see like little diamonds almost the way I did the fluting. Same again, red on that. So you still got the red to brown. I kept them so far away from the element, but there's still that hint of brown in there, but much nicer on the other side. Same again.
I made lots of extras of these mugs as well, and the drinking glasses. So if anybody sees anything that they like, 30 of the pieces are going to Geneva in Switzerland from this video, basically. But I got lots of extras. And the very bottom of the kiln, we have another one of the ones that was at the top of the kiln. Really red all the way around on that one, because it was in the center of the shelf, so it's red all the way around. It is purely proven that it's the elements that make it go a little brown. But that's a beautiful bowl too. And then we've just got a bunch more of the mugs. So I've done 3 different Ten Mokus in this video. So it's Ten Moku Gold. This one is Randy's Red. And then I did Harris Ten Moku as well. So this is your little Randy's Red pot. Oh, look how dark that one went. Now that's interesting. I've not seen it go like that. Oh, this is such an interesting glaze. So what changed that? It wasn't that difference from the distance, but that's almost a totally different glaze. Just weird. And this one's more brown a little bit, and then red on the other side, as they mostly turn out to be. That was right next door to the other one. So what changed on that piece? And then we got the brown and the red. Yeah, there's nothing down there. It's where the spy hole is. I wonder if the spy hole was drawing in, even though it was closed, it may have been drawing in a little extra air, oxygen. And it certainly is a clue. Next time I do it, I'll put one next to the spy hole and see if it does that again. Okay, I was just recording this video and then I noticed it wasn't recording, so I was unpacking the kiln. This is what I took out of the kiln. Don't know what went wrong with my iPad, but this is the Ten Moku Gold ones. And these are the Harris Ten Moku ones. So, both Ten Mokus, but very different. And these were some little shot glasses in Harris Ten Moku. Here's a couple of Harris Ten Mokus with variegated blue and oatmeal over the top, so it runs down and creates those kind of pathways. I also took out a bunch of chattered bowls. It's recording now anyway, but that's a really nice one. This is Chun Green. There's another one. Look how deep those lines are. Blue, green, copper, red. This is a tin glaze as well, so it hides the chattering a little bit because it's opaque. Chun Green again, just smooth on the inside. I also had my Harris Ten Moku bowls. Really nice there, with the variegated blue and oatmeal over the top, showing chattering on the bottom, with some glazed variations there that's sweet. The Ten Moku Gold turned out really nice. These pieces are singing. There you go. Yeah, the glaze is settling in, I guess. I mean, when they call it's called tinking, in my opinion. I think that's what I've always called it, but other people call it sinking. Pretty much it. There's a couple more that came out. And that's Ten Moku Gold with variegated blue and oatmeal. There's some more Chun Green pieces here that just came out. That's the blue, green, copper, red. Another Chun Green that looks really nice. Let's get this turned over a bit.
Another chun green that's very attractive. I'm preheating this kiln to do a bisque firing. There's one of my stilts that I handmade this last spring because there was a back order and they couldn't get them in. So basically I just remade these, and Freddie Moretti made me a little what do you call it, a cutter anyway, for 3D printing to make these quicker. Thank you, Freddie. We had some Randy's Red. Surprise, surprise. It went red. This is not the Randy's Red firing. So what does that tell me? That it's not as red on the outside. So basically it's not optimum, this firing schedule. And I think because I didn't soak it, I could try one soaking it for an hour at 1750 next time. And actually not soaking it for an hour at peak temperature 2235 is what I've been firing Randy's Red to, and see whether we get the reds, because that would save a lot of energy. Soaking a kiln at 2235 degrees for an hour costs a lot. It's less nice on the outside, but the inside's very nice. It's worth trying something different every firing if you can get the time to do it. Harris Ten Moku. That's lovely. I said though, I don't think the Harris is as nice as the Randy's Red, but it has its own qualities. There we go. Okay, last pieces. Got another 6 or 8 here. You can hold them in the light. Harris Ten Moku with variegated blue and oatmeal dribbling down. I think I like that better than leaving it just Harris Ten Moku. Same again, Harris Ten Moku with variegated blue and oatmeal. Yeah, I do like these better. A lot of times people tell me less is more, so leaving them simple like this is okay, but I think I like a little more. It's just an extra step in the glazing. It takes about a minute to get those lines to look like that, so I think it's worth it. Very nice. These are, like I said, 150 to 175 ml in liquid content. Espresso mugs. So I have one more kiln that's over there cooling down, which is going to be cool later today. And then my new customer in Geneva, Switzerland is going to be buying 30 of these assorted little drinking vessels. So if you're anywhere close to Geneva listening to my video, you know where you can find some from Val Mandin in Geneva. Okay, this is the kiln. It's cooled down a bit faster than I thought. This one is the last of the firings of all the Ten Mokus that I have, except for Ohata. I didn't use that one. But and I'd increased the soak on this one at 1750 to 45 minutes. And it really did help by the look of it, because I think this is a better firing than the other one. That one, the iPad didn't record everything, but this one, here you go, that looks great. That one's nice too. That's actually the Harris Ten Moku. It didn't do the same lines as the other firing. That's interesting. I was hoping, oh, there's a little bit of it there. Maybe this is on thicker. Oh, it crawled a little bit there too. That means it probably was on quite thick. Maybe this glaze needs to be added really thin. Oh, that one's on top. Yep, the Harris is a bit thick in this firing, I think. I'm not sure why.
because they were all glazed at the same time. But in the Ten Moku Gold is much better. Got more blue in that one, that's for sure. This is a little creamer in the Ten Moku Gold. There should be two of those. Yeah, there's the one. Another one with the fluting. Oh, look, there's the dribble on the handle. I'll have to grind that one down. This is another one that's really nice. Yeah, these ones worked really good. Every firing is different. Even at this number of years of been doing this, I'm still surprised by things. And that's got some really nice architectural elements almost in there. Yeah, where it dribbles down, it gets browner, and when it's thinner, it's redder. So I think Harrison might actually benefit from being applied thinner. The opposite of Randy's red. So next firing, I'll be trying that. Now, a little crawling on there tells me that it probably, yeah, there's it where it's thin on the rim, and it looks a bit more honey. So I think that you have to apply it thinner. Good to know. Yep, nice kind of random red, brown as it goes around. So that's an order. And that's nice, but not as nice as in the other firing. Okay, this has been a little bit longer to cool now. So these are nice little tumblers, wine glasses, or you know, what are coffee cups, I guess. But Ten Moku Gold and the variegated blue and oatmeal. You can just see the way I was trying to create these little diamonds there above with a liner below, but I'm not sure if it worked really well. But I was aiming to try and get little diamonds above the fluting. That blue turned out very nice. Any more? There you go. Here's one of the Harris Ten Moku, sort of a gingery brown. Ten Moku gold with the blue variegated blue and oatmeal. Ooh, that one turned out special. Nice one. The more you get it thicker, the more it runs, and you need to get the oatmeal fairly thick to make them look really good. And this has the diamonds on it too, if you can see there, but it's so subtle. But I think the light catches it. And this one again, Harris. The Harris is better with the variegated blue, but it's just so simple on its own that maybe that's nice too. Ooh, dust falling in. This one you can see the stripes a little better, so it kind of reddish looked with a brown in the center. Same again. But the reds in the Harris were nicer in the other kiln. These have got more of a gingery look. A ginger brown. This one's starting to get it, so I think it's just the thickness. I needed to do these thinner. And I thought I was doing them thin anyway, but I think I probably double dipped them. A lot of pieces, hard to remember everything. Got some stripes in that one. That must be a little thinner. That's a nice tumbler as well, with the blue showing up really well. And two more with the variegated blue and oatmeal over the Ten Moku Gold. And this is the bottom of the kiln. So the Harris Ten Moku ran a little bit down the handles there. Got the subtle browns. These are bigger mugs. This is the first size I made to try and make a smaller mug, and these turned out around about 250 to 275 mil. So I was learning as I went along. There's some smaller ones now. And there are lots of Harris Ten Moku. I've got to grind that one too. So the Harris was too thick, I think, and that's why it's sort of not showing as much of the lines through it. There's the Harris again. So get that one off there. We're going to have to grind that one off. I think the Harris is my least favorite of all these now, but it's because the Harris was too thick. If I put it thinner, it probably would have been better. But that's a big mug, so the smaller ones are what we're sending to Switzerland. And here's the last one of the Ten Moku Gold, and that one is a really good one. So Randy's Red and Ten Moku Gold, I think, are the nicer ones here. But somebody may like really simple brown too. Who knows? I will post the Ten Moku, Randy's Red, and the Harris Ten Moku recipes at the end of this video, so you can see them. And it's all about firing schedules. I don't know everything, so every time I change something, things come out a little different. I increased the soak on this one, and the Harris is a little bit less interesting, but did I glaze it too thick? There's so many variables, so you have to play, and it's hard to find time to play. So I'm trying to help you guys out by playing for you. Anyway, all right, have fun playing with your Ten Mokus and let me know if you get anything interesting. All right, take care, bye.